In a quiet land, far from the noise of kings and battles, in the small town of Bethlehem, a boy watched over sheep. He wasn't a warrior. He wasn't a prince. He wasn't even noticed, but heaven saw him. This is the story of David. Before the giant, before the crown, before the world knew his name, David was the youngest son of Jesse, the smallest, the least expected, the one sent to the fields while his brothers stood tall at home. While others trained for battle, David learned to care. Day after day, he walked the hills, guiding sheep, protecting them, feeding them. It was a quiet life, one many would overlook. But in the silence, David was not alone. He sang. Songs filled the air, songs of wonder, songs of faith, songs to God. Under the open sky, with stars as his audience, David built something powerful, a relationship with the Creator. Life as a shepherd wasn't easy. There were dangers. Wild animals lurked in the shadows, a lion, a bear. But David didn't run. With nothing but a sling and courage, he fought. Not for glory, not for recognition, but to protect what was entrusted to him. Each battle was unseen by the world, but seen by God. Each victory shaped him, prepared him, strengthened his faith. David learned something powerful. The same God who protects me, gives me strength. Far away, a king had failed. King Saul had turned from God, and the Lord chose another. A prophet named Samuel was sent to Bethlehem, to the house of Jesse. One by one, Jesse's sons stood before him, strong, impressive, warrior-like. But God said, "Not him." Again and again, "Not him." Confused, Samuel asked, "Are these all your sons?" Jesse hesitated. "There is still the youngest, but he is tending sheep. Bring him." And so, David was called, dust on his feet, sun on his face, a shepherd standing among warriors. And in that moment, God spoke, "This is the one." Samuel took the oil and anointed David. From that day forward, the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, a shepherd, chosen as a king. But nothing changed, at least not on the outside. David didn't become king overnight. He went back to the fields, back to the sheep, back to the quiet life. But something inside him had changed. He now carried a purpose, a calling, a promise. He continued to sing, continued to serve, continued to trust, even when no one else saw his potential. David believed in God's plan. He learned patience, because sometimes God prepares you in hidden places before placing you on a great stage. David wasn't chosen because he was the strongest. He wasn't chosen because he looked like a king. He was chosen because of his heart, a heart that trusted God, a heart that worshiped, a heart that obeyed. While others focused on appearances, God looked deeper. And in David, he saw faith. Soon, a giant would rise, a nation would tremble, and a shepherd boy would step onto the battlefield. But that is another story. Because before David faced Goliath, he first learned to trust God. In the quiet,